I just recently found out the internet is mostly powered by huge cables in the ocean, not satellites. There are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on Earth. What even is this thing? The ocean is technically soup because it has meat and vegetables in a salty broth. Is the ocean really blue, or is it just a reflection of the sky? Lobsters are basically mermaids to scorpions. Everyone who lives on an island also lives on a sea mountain. Seagulls flying over the beach at night look like shooting stars. Maybe the ocean is salty because land doesn't wave back. There is a set of actions that, if performed in the correct order, would make you a millionaire one day. No one thinks muscle memory is real until they rearrange the apps on their phone. Trees live underground and use the above ground part as a snorkel. Using solar panels to power an air conditioning unit is like using the sun's power against itself. Waffles are just pancakes with abs. Fishing is the underwater equivalent to an alien abduction. There are only 2 days in your lifetime that aren't 24 hours long. A laser tag arena would be a pretty intense place for dogs and cats. It's crazy that as a species, we can transplant organs, build robots, and travel in space, but we can't all just get along. When you sit on a warm toilet seat, it's both comfortable and disturbing at the same time. Actors get paid more to pretend to go into space than astronauts get paid to actually go. Either we are alone in the universe or not. Both are kind of scary. If you think about it, a kangaroo is just a T-Rex deer. Pizza is technically cheesecake. We put clocks on our phones so we didn't need to look at watches. Now we put mobile phones on our watches so we don't need to look at our phones. There should be an app where you enter a location and it gives you a list of dinosaurs that lived there. A zombie outbreak could be prevented if people were buried with their shoelaces tied together. The infinity symbol is just an hourglass tipped on its side. The word "four" is the only English word that has as many letters as the number it describes. We live in a crazy time. If I touch my phone in all the right places, a pizza will show up at my front door. Each year, we unknowingly pass the date of our future death. I wonder if I've ever drank the same water more than once. It's weird to think about the exact spot you are in right now 500 years earlier. What if aliens investigated Earth during the dinosaur age and decided to never come back? How do police handcuff a one-armed person? Microwaves should have a midnight snack button that mutes the beep. I wonder how many animals humans had to ride before we figured out horses were cool with it. You've spent hours of your life rubbing a piece of glass. Pistachios are just little vegan clams. You are constantly licking yourself. If trash cans with foot pedals to open the lid exist, toilets with foot pedals to open the toilet lid should exist. What if your dog brings you their favorite toy because it thinks that's your favorite toy? Every time you take a sip of water, you're swallowing hydrogen atoms that were made at the beginning of the universe. Are we using the first or second T when we abbreviate street as ST? Dippin' Dots have been around for a very long time, but you still can't get them at the grocery store. When a person with one arm gets their nails done, do they get half price? Being up or down for something has the same meaning. Power lines are just like super long extension cords. In the year 2030, when people think of the 20s, it will no longer be the 1920s. What if the ocean is bottomless and is actually outer space, and the sky is just a reflection of the ocean? There is one day every year where we unknowingly pass the anniversary of the day the dinosaurs were wiped out by an asteroid. By the end of this century, people will start looking up their ancestors on Facebook. Uncrustables have crust. Cutting corners off of paper only creates more corners. Are eyebrows considered facial hair? Maple syrup is just tree blood. Nowadays, people only use email for logging into things rather than emailing. There are people confident enough to be the first to start clapping in a crowd. When you say the words forward and back, your lips move in those directions. The two richest people on Earth are trying to leave the planet, not fix the planet. Peeing and then immediately drinking water is like changing your own oil. It is literally impossible to forget something on purpose, yet we get angry with people if they forget things. Self-confidence is trusting yourself to eat tomato soup in white clothes. If you put ice cubes in water, they're just swimming in a pool of their own blood. We're all living the memories of our future selves.